Guys, a very warm welcome guys to my channel this particular morning. Well, President William Samoei Ruto embarked on the tour of Nyanza region. His tour is going to end with a Madaraka Day celebration. Remember, this year Madaraka Day celebration is going to be celebrated in Homa Bay. So 3 days before Madaraka Day celebration, the president has embarked on a tour in the Nyanza. And it's all about politics, guys, because this is not development tour, but it's all about politics. And this is what we're gonna analyze this particular morning. So stay tuned. And if it is your first time on my channel, could you kindly just spare a moment of your time and hit that subscription button and put on a notification bell as well, so that when I do subsequent videos, you'll not miss out. Well, President William Samoei Ruto is in Nyanza region, and we are asking ourselves, is Nyanza region the magic bullet that the president needs to win his 2027 re-election bid? Remember, yesterday there was a group of people who chant 2 terms instead of 1 term. Remember, all over the country, the president has been receiving a 1-term chant slogan, but yesterday he managed to get a 2-term slogan in Nyanza region. So has Nyanza region drift away from the politics of opposition and decided to throw their weight behind President William Samoei Ruto? Let's face it, guys, when in 2022 general election, when Raila Odinga was on the ballot, Nyanza region woke up very early to vote for Raila Odinga, but they voted an estimated of 84%, so to speak, the people that voted for Raila Amolo Odinga from Nyanza region. In other words, voter turnout from the Nyanza region was around 84%. And that tells you that even if the president managed to woo this guy into his basket, he still has some work to do, because I don't think the voter turnout from that particular region is going to exceed 50%, because this time round it's not their son that is on the ballot, but it is their neighbor that is on the ballot. So I don't think these guys are going to extend the love that they extend to their son. If their son was on the ballot and the voter turnout was 84%, now it is not their son, but a neighbor is on the ballot. In my opinion, I think voter turnout is going to be around 50%. So yes, it works to the advantage of the president, because remember, so many regions have drifted away from the UDA party. But I think the magic that the president is going to use perhaps is going to decide that UDA is going to be one party, or is going to form a coalition with the ODM. Remember, a few months ago, they signed a working coalition pact that brought in the so-called broad-based government. And if you can see the politics of Nyanza very well, whenever President William Samoei Ruto is in Nyanza, the so-called experts normally decide to join the president. That tells you that these guys are there also to soften the ground, to make a way for the president, so to speak. And they've been there. I saw Akinambadi, I saw the other guy, Opio and we can give credit to Opio and because yes, he's the person in charge of electricity, so his presence there matters. But for one John Buddy to be there, we can read a lot of politics, because it's all about finance, and I don't think there is something much to talk about that in such a meetings. But President carried his goodies. Remember, there are some affordable housing in Lumumba Estate that the president launched last year, 2024, and he came to look for the progress of that particular project in that region. Also, the president said that when he was in China, he negotiated a deal for the SGR to reach to Kisumu all the way to Malaba, and he promised the residents of Kisumu that come December this year, he's going to go back to Kisumu to assess and have to make a finality on that agreement, so to speak, and the railway construction is going to begin. there is also some stories, or there is also some information that there is a dual carriage, or there is two way from Maimayu all the way to Malaba that is going to be constructed in the near future. So I don't know if these two major projects are going to be a magic bullet for President William Samoei Ruto to win re-election in 2027 general election, because it seems he's going to use these two major projects to bargain his way in 2027. But let's face it, guys, whenever the president is in Nyanza, from the look of his face, you can see he gets a relaxed mind, or he's a relaxed person, because he normally receives warm reception in Nyanza as opposed to other regions. And you can tell by the cheers of the crowd, the attendance, there is no booing in that particular region. So I think the president would love more and more to make visits in that particular region, because it doesn't taint his image. He normally gets a warm reception, and these guys seem to be very comfortable in the government, except I'd say maybe a third of the Nyanza people are still yet to embrace his broad-based formation. But I think a larger group of that particular region, especially the locals, have embraced the broad-based idea. So when the president is in that particular region, we normally see lots and lots of celebration from the Nyanzans, and tells you that the president is normally comfortable touring that particular region. So going 2027, since we are saying that this is all about politics, what formula should the president use to emerge or to be re-elected? In my opinion, I think he should be deputized with a person from that region. If by being deputized by a person from that region, I believe I can say that perhaps the voter turnout from the region will be 50%. I think it's going to move up to around 70% if we decide to be deputized with a person from that particular region. But this also is going to make him lose the Murima votes, because Kindiki is the current deputy president, and if you opt to be deputized with a different person from the Murima base, that will mean that 100% you will lose the Mulima votes, and any serious contestant in the general election, especially the presidential election, doesn't want to play with the votes of the Mrima, because these guys normally wake up very early in the morning. Even the shows normally show up at the polling station just to make a point, just to vote for a particular candidate. So you don't want to lose the vote of the Mrima. So the president is still has some work to do, and he's still tied between a rock and hard place, is if I can see very well. If it is your first time on my channel, guys, before you sign out, could you kindly just spare a moment of your time and hit that subscription button and put on a notification bell as well, so that when I do subsequent videos, you'll not miss out. Adios.